I used every rope I had here today. Oh, that's a nice power saw. That sounds good. Isn't that odd? Undercut facing there, tree there. I'll tell you, my ass was puckering though. Once it decided to leave, it was so heavy to that shop and that equipment there. So heavy. I saw it. You may not have seen it with the GoPro, but you may have seen it drift a bit from that angle. It was going right into the cedar, it was. And I was in, I think, second gear in bull low in the old 4x4, and I pinned it. I pinned it. You probably heard the motor rev. And it pulled it. I watched it. It actually pulled it right into this hole. So that was the plan. That was the whole plan, to get it into this hole, just like this. I would have liked to maybe see what I know what works for me. I chose to skin the cat that way. That's how I chose to skin this cat. The execution was there. It would have been nice if it just drifted out and come out, but it was a big, heavy tree, and we just coerced her up. Tap, tap, turf, tap, tap, turf. Now, the only reason this is real important, and whoever's following this video along and watch this happen, the bottom line is, I made a plan, okay? I made a plan. And my plan was to do exactly what happened, okay? It was. My plan was, once I got the ropes in it, got down, put the turfer on it, turfed it up, okay? I figured, okay, well, maybe I could reef it right back, straight back. And I could have chose to do that. I could have, but as I started working the tree and looking at it, the way it was working with the turfing on it and how it was acting, and you know, you got to look at all that stuff. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this. Would have helped if this hole was maybe over there a little more. That would have helped. But look what we're dealing with. I mean, you know, the rest of it's sound, but I mean, this wood is strong. But if I had to put my undercut facing more over here, okay, like say over here, to shoot it in the hole, like, you know, it just, to me, my gut feeling was to get it to stand up on its, because I was turfing this way, right? So it was actually turfing. The tree was turfing. If it was facing this way, okay, undercut like this, right? And you're turfing back that way, you're not going to turf that wood. It's not cut up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the hinge is facing this way now. So it would act more like a tag. And the only thing that would have helped in this scenario is that putting it there is you would have been able to utilize the lean of the tree a bit more, and it would have moved easier. Like it would have, you know what I mean? Like utilize the lean and move the undercut into the lean. But it was, with my turfer the way it's been, and wanting to get by this cedar tree, it had to travel so far to get over here. And that was another reason why I chose to, you know, get up on it hard. Like I wasn't hoping that it would just. So what would have happened is I would have turfed it up. Well, who knows what happened, we would have seen, but I didn't do it that way. I'd have turfed it up, and I would have been hoping that the turf I had and everything that I had there, which probably would have been fine, turfed up, would have held that let's say high post. The high side of the tree, you know, up here, this high side, would have held, because this hinge would have been here now, okay? So I would have been actually pulling, it wouldn't have pulled up. It wouldn't have pulled up. It would have acted more like a pendulum, like a tag line. So now we've got stretch in rope. So once it starts moving, it's taken off into its weight, right? Like it's gonna pull hard into its weight, hard. So it would have stressed out the equipment like mad, just like mad. It did anyway, but at least I was pulling on a hinge. Do you get what I'm saying? I know you guys do. I know the tree guys do. It's kind of a physics thing. But anyways, regardless, I'm not sitting here tooting my own horn. I'm sitting here telling you that my plan was to put the tree in here. That's where the undercut, that was the plan, get it up and roll it in here. And it worked. It worked. It worked beautifully, actually. But that tagline was the ticket. It was the ticket. That tagline out to that fir. I had to balls to the wall, the 4x4. I had to do it. I saw it drifting. It was breaking, it was moving, and then it would have went into its lean. And the tagline, I think what it would have done is probably smashed into the cedar and probably rolled out way over in there. It probably would have made it by the cedar, but it might not have. It might have just stripped down and just been a hellish hole, you know. So just watch it as it goes. It was fighting me there a couple times. You see, it wouldn't pull. It wouldn't come. You know. Anyway, it's right on the money. I'm still exhilarated from the job. Kind of reminds me of that one out when I was doing the on the ladder one. You guys should watch that one. I'm on the ladder, falling the 3 fir trees off the ladder. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. There's 2 versions. There's a full version of it where I'm up in the tree and I explain the rigging, tying the trees together and all that. And then there's a short version, about a minute, 2 minutes, and I'm up on a ladder and I use this great big fir tree to pull over these two other ones. It was pretty cool. Anyway, I'm just gonna gather up my ropes. I don't think I'm gonna buck this thing today. It's getting dark. I'll probably come back on it. So, guys, this worked out real good, real good. It took me a long time though, getting it, like, you know, getting the rigging set up. And once I got the rigging set up, it was fine. It was about an hour, a little over an hour, maybe 2. But when I started cutting it, you know what I mean? Like, you got to listen to the stomp and get things in turf and watch a big tree, especially with this behind you. You know? I mean, look at this. Look what he's got here. He just had a tree come down on this thing. Look at this. Could you imagine if Buck and Billy Ray took this out? That would have smashed right through here. Look at it. Oh, you guaranteed it would have. Just would have. Like, this is a nice bow. You know, that would have been horrible. I wouldn't have been able to live with myself. You know what I mean? So I just nursed it over. I worked with what I have done for years in the past. I've stayed with those true tried things that work for me. I'm not saying everybody else would do it, because they probably wouldn't. There's always 100 ways to skin a cat, remember? I always say that. So, anyways. Bango. Bango. I love it. But I had to reef on it with that pickup, I'll tell you that. Once I got her moving, once it starts going, it's moving, it's going into that weight, remember? It's drifting into its lean. It has to. It's physics. So, you know, would have been a little nicer if that big hole wasn't in there. Would have had a little more holding one. But look at it. Dead. And it all come out right on the, cause I was planning on doing a burn here for them. I come in here and burn this up tomorrow. Gone, bang, done. You know what I mean? For the weekend or Christmas or something. So it's very confined. Everything's all just right. Oh, we took 1 cedar limb with it. Right there. 1 cedar limb. That's the only one I see. Yeah. 1 cedar limb and 1 fir limb, eh? Oh, balance, eh? Okay, I'm done. Over and out. I'll talk to you guys a little bit. Thanks so much for hanging around the stump with Buck and Billy Ray today. And we'll catch you on the next one. We'll see you on the next video. Subscribe in. Let's have some fun. Over and out. Look at that. Look at this. Turf, tap, tap. Turf, tap, tap. Hey? Crazy. Always carry lots of wedges with you. Always, always, always. And take these home and put the wood rasp to them. Get them cleaned up. That was a crazy arbutus tree. Just pulling in the driveway now. She's dark. Over and out. Thanks for coming to the work site with me today on that crazy, crazy arbutus tree.